Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here we go. Back again. The guys that'll go into your locker during classes and smash your glasses, right, Ed? We're known
That's
as
right.
those guys. Big episode this week. Big things happening. I promised that something was going on. So we have a new sponsor we'd like to mention. It's right here, Goon Guard Mouth Guards. Big interview this week. We're going to have it in Ed segment, and we're going to talk some wrestling. We haven't talked wrestling in a while. Big CM Punk stuff going on. Everybody's talking CM Punk. So glad to have the full crew with us. Chris is back on. He's off. He's on. He's back on again. He's starting OnlyFans pages. He's doing feet pics. He's doing all this stuff. He's around the rink. You know, got a Cory check before I say that. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Everything's legal. Everything's legal on the podcast for purposes of the legal department. So speaking of the legal department, let's go, Ed. Let's talk about this interview that we did this week and how epic it was. I thought it was great. Cory from Goon Guide. I'll let you take it from here. Good stuff.
Oh, man, it was so great to hear from Cory. I think it's a great product. I wish that they had mouthpieces like this, you know, back when we were growing up and playing that type of thing. I mean, just think about this. I mean, it microwaves in a few seconds and it fits. And during the interview, I mean, so check out the interview on YouTube. And, you know, he actually talked for a few seconds with the actual mouthpiece in. I mean, mouthpieces have come a long way. I think it's a great product. So I think it's wonderful. So I'm going to do the lead into it. And here we go. Goon Guard is scientifically proven to provide 2 times the impact absorption of traditional mouth guards. They're battle ready in the microwave in just seconds. GoonGuard.com. Free shipping on all orders. GoonGuard.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special interview segment of the 1973 podcast. We're here with somebody I hope will be a friend to the show and will be a friend to him, and especially small business. We love small business, and especially hockey products, especially Cory from Goon Guide, Mouth Guards. I hope I said that right. He sent us some great swag. I got a bunch of them right here to hand out to the kids on the team and my kids. And so before we get started, I just want to give the floor to Cory and ask about his background and how he got started and let him kind of have the floor and take it away, Cory.
Sure, yeah. So Goon Guard was a product that was launched at the Let's Play Hockey Expo in Minnesota. So it's part of the state hockey tournament, which for high school in Minnesota is just absolutely massive. So just launched in March and then got a lot of, buzz around it and people were loving it. They're saying this looks awesome. The branding is great. And then it was kind of the off season. So people aren't usually looking to buy mouth guards in the off season. Still got a few sales here and there, but we generated so much buzz in March that we really wanted to, push it really hard like this winter during the hockey season. And, we're getting that same feedback now. People are loving it. So I joined the team in around, I think it was June now. I've been working to, work with hockey coaches and associations and players and trying to grow like our social media and whatnot. We're the official mouth guard of Let's Play Hockey, which is the longest and largest running newspaper in Minnesota. It's where a lot of people go to get their information. So it's huge to have them as a partner as well. We haven't been around too long yet. So we're just trying to grow and people are loving it. The great thing is we've got nothing but great feedback so far. So players are like ordering this for the first time. They're trying it out. They're sending us messages on Instagram being like, this thing is great. It's the best fitting mouth guard I've ever had. And I agree. Cause I've been playing hockey since I was 5 years old. Cause I'm, Minnesota born and raised. So, I've tried, every mouth guard from Shock Doctor to, you can name it. And this one, I wish this was around when I started playing, cause it's way better. And I absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about it. And I think while we don't have that brand recognition yet that like Shock Doctor has, for example, I think once people, make that jump to kind of try it, they'll understand themselves why I love it so much and why I'm so passionate about it. So yeah, I think we have a really good thing growing and, definitely appreciate you guys having us on your podcast and chatting about it more.
The thing that a couple of quick things. I love the all hockey hair team that they do in the state of Minnesota with the high school tournament. I love that.
Yep.
I've been watching it for, as many years as he's been putting the little video together every year. I don't know if you've
Yep.
seen kids. Fantastic.
Yep.
I love it. So I'm not out of the loop with the knowledge of how big it is, in Minnesota. And
Yeah.
we are we're like in the armpit of Massachusetts, and there's so many club and town hockey teams around the area. So I mean, if it grows and it has branches, I'd love to see you guys come to the Northeast and kind of take over the New England area too with that, especially like in pro shops at the rink level, where kids are kind of into the more in and out of the pro shop, running around. They'll see like something flashy and have a couple bucks on them and give it a shot or whatever. So that's what I'm hoping for you guys, that we can kind of work together and kind of get that out there between different channels or whatever. And maybe not just with the hockey, with all contact sports, maybe, for football helmets or, just for all that fun stuff that, kids do nowadays. So,
Yes. So I talked a little bit, more about Minnesota just now, but like we are definitely looking nationwide. So we're getting orders from coast to coast. We actually we got into a hockey shop in Virginia
Nice.
just as of yesterday. So it's called the Crosscheck Pro Shop. So should be seeing, if you live in Virginia, you should be seeing our product there here soon. So we're definitely looking coast to coast. We know, Massachusetts area is a huge market too. And I think, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or 50 years old and playing men's league. You'll love the mouth guard. It'll be better than anyone you've probably ever fit. So can't say enough good things about it.
And do you have any like marketing questions for Cory while we have him on for?
Yeah, I mean, so what are you guys kind of targeting for? Marketing the product to kids, and what's that age demographic that you really kind of want to like hit? With the first launch this, you guys looking for like that teenage kind of market to kind of like that way, you have somebody that you can grow them from 13 through pretty much when they can't lace them up and carry the axe anymore.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think it's definitely kind of in that teenage range. I think we've been generating a lot of buzz on Instagram in particular with that. And then, kids are seeing it around the rink when the one kid orders it, then everyone on his team is like, "Where'd you get that? That looks great." So kids are loving it. Parents are obviously huge too, because they're looking to protect their kids. So the great thing about these is they provide great protection as well. So not only are they, comfortable, like basically custom fitting mouth guards, they provide up to twice the impact absorption of like traditional ones. So that's like a great selling point for us too. So whether it be parents, I'd say, you're right. Like the teenage age range is kind of the main one. But
the follow-up question to that is, I noticed that on your site, that you can kind of customize them, that type of thing. You can put a team name on them and that type of thing, put your name on them, which is, I mean, that's super cool. I mean, I think the biggest thing that we had was
I got one. Oh, you can't really see. It says Goon.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, because I remember we had to dunk them in the hot water and hope that you could cut them enough so it didn't like slice your gums and stuff like that back in the day,
Yeah, I had to do the same thing growing up.
Those department store ones were terrible. You could never get them right, or if you had like a bad gag reflex, they would never fit correctly, and it was like like Ed was saying, you had to cut them a certain way, and then you cut them too much, and they just never felt right. So I watched a few of your ads, and I like the product placement of how you guys had mentioned the fit and the look of it. And I think it's a great combo between the appeal of the marketing with the look of what you're getting, whether it's customization or not, and then you're gonna be comfortable wearing it, and you're not gonna be gagging and wanting to throw it in the trash and waste money or whatever. So really like that side of it. Ed, what else marketing wise did you want to ask Cory?
Well, I mean, I just, are you guys planning on having any spokespeople as far as, possibly with a new NIL deal with NCAA, or do you guys have like a particular athlete that you guys have in-house that's played hockey before at a higher level, that type of thing? Or do you have if you have somebody that's already in contract talks and whatnot, that type of thing, as far as pro level, I'm sure you have to keep that quiet, but what's kind of like your projection to move out from here on, who you guys like, who's like the guy that really just kind of puts the oomph behind it that you guys really like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we haven't found the right person yet. I think since we're still fairly new,
Right.
we haven't been able to kind of make that connection yet, and have enough brand recognition for someone of that stature to kind of like
Cool.
jump on board with us. But in the future, I think it'd be a great opportunity. There's definitely some some kind of tougher players and stuff would be kind of fun to get. And
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of like hockey influencers on, Instagram and YouTube and stuff that are doing like the cool stick tricks and stuff. And I think they'd be a lot of fun because they're great with the audience with kids, which,
Yeah.
Is exactly what we're trying to get
Yeah,
into.
the
And
Coach Shippies of the world and guys like that just
Yep.
blow up overnight with the TikToks and things like that. Yeah, that'd
Yep.
be something else. It's always cool to see. Like I said, for me, I'm always a big fan of the small business, and it's so hard to get something off the ground and get a hometown push behind it or whatever. And I just to let everybody know, you guys are not just exclusive to hockey. It's all contact sports. Just even though that the marketing on the package is fantastic, I love it.
It's a great logo, man.
I
Awesome.
appreciate
I love
it. Thank you so much.
I love it.
I wish I could say I was the one that designed it. I was not the one that designed it, but I will pass on the feedback.
No,
Yeah.
but it's great. If it stands out in a store, if it's on a peg in a pro shop, it's going to stand out from Shock Doctor or one of those other names I shouldn't be mentioning when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely like the look of it. I like the way it's marketed, the packaging, and this package has now every package has two in one package.
Yep. So I think, one of the big things is like, especially with kids, is like they love the colors. So like, we have every color under the rainbow. We have white, black, clear, red, orange, yellow, green, you name it. So like the fun thing, and if you look at our website, we have like, a wide variety of like color combo options that you can kind of choose from. And to be honest, like there's like people are choosing every single one on there because like they want to match their team colors. They want to have the one that looks the coolest in their mouth, and I think they have a lot of fun with it. So I think it's fun to provide it in a 2-pack. Will we eventually maybe just do a 1-pack? It's too early to tell, but I think kids are having a lot of fun with the 2-pack, and we love it. We love to see like people. I think someone today just ordered a red and blue combo, which looked that was pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's fun to have the 2-pack, fun to have the colors.
So, quick question, Cory. So, tell me a little bit about the background on how you guys actually got started in this, because this is kind of like one of those things where I think it's definitely an open market, especially with all the CTE stuff that's going on, and
Oh, yeah.
that mouthpieces are huge behind it. So, is that what kind of brought you guys to the forefront on this to start a new company, or was it just or was it something that's just kind of organic that happened over like a kitchen table or something like that? Hey, we should start to do this.
Yeah. So the kind of coming up to fruition of like Goon Guard was a little bit before my time, but the way I understood it and the way I kind of passionately think about it now. So we're a subsidiary of Game On Mouth Guards, and Game On Mouth Guards is focused on all sports. So, whether that be football, lacrosse, and whatnot. And, being like from Minnesota and being so passionate about hockey, we wanted kind of a brand that was more tailored towards hockey players. And I think, like you were touching on with like the branding and even like the name, like it's so much fun, and like, it really resonates with hockey players, I think, really well. And like you were saying, so like we got into actually our first retail store. It was 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And when you look at kind of like our branding, like on a peg in their store, and you put it next to Shock Doctor, it blows it out of the water. And it's something, I feel we all feel great about. And yeah, it definitely stands out on the shelf. So yeah, we really wanted to tailor it towards hockey players. I think it's resonating really well so far.
I love
And it's just a fun brand.
Yeah, man, it's
I agree with Ed. I mean, I don't think that the Goon tag should be a knock on a certain kind of player. I think that the Goon thing has got the name itself has got a bad vibe around it. Like as far as in the NHL, I mean, most of the nicest guys I've ever met were the enforcers
Oh yeah.
in the history of the game. I mean, I still meet them all the time with my kids. I mean, we just met Gene Rattel a couple weeks ago, and he was a Hall of Famer with the Rangers and the Bruins. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Not that he was a goon, but he was old school. These guys love to talk to the kids. Hey, do you play hockey? And I think that maybe, at my 2 cents is if you could attach to one of those older guys like Terry O'Reilly or Dave Schultz or one of those guys, they're always around. They love to deal with kids. They're always about taking pictures. And, it's some of the newer guys, they're kind of in that conceited role because of they're in the game. It's the guys that have left the playing game and they still love to be around the atmosphere of the rink or the alumni or the old timers games. Those are the guys that I love meeting with the kids. They can't talk to them enough. They can't take enough pictures. They can't ask enough questions. They're asking my kids more questions than they're asking them. So, I mean,
Right.
I think my 2 cents, if you can ever snag like an O'Reilly or a Schultz or one of those guys, I mean, that'd be my suggestion. But who am I? I'm not working for you guys, but I hope to be working with you guys, going forward. And we do a segment every week where we're sponsored by different things, and I want to make you guys one of the segments. So going forward,
That'd be greatly
we'll
appreciated.
mention you every week. We do like emails and things like that, and we'll put let's hear the promo code. I want to hear it official from you.
All right, yeah. So we want to do something special for your whole audience. So we're gonna do if you go to check out a product on our website and type in 1973, you can get 25% off all our products. So we're only selling them for 20 already, so it'll only be 15 with the discount code. So it's a steal for a 2-pack. And if you're thinking about doing us or you're doing Shock Doctor, I guarantee you're not gonna regret buying these ones. You'll love them. There's so many different color options, and they fit so well. I can't say enough good things about them.
Just from the look, and the first thing is usually when I'm on social media doing things for podcasts, different things catch my eye for advertisements with the algorithm that you're on, and I'm on a ton of hockey stuff with the stuff involved with the kids, with coaching, and the podcast stuff. Just algorithms come through with, and your stuff came across, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should reach out to these guys, because the first thing I saw was the packaging and the
There we go.
like, who are these guys? Let me reach out. And I mean, I think it was like within a half an hour, we were already having a conversation going back and forth. And I thought it was fantastic. It was very light. It wasn't there was no like pushiness or sales pitch. And it was like, hey, I do this, you guys do that. And it bounced back. And here we are doing a little bit of a quick back and forth for the podcast. So, we'll definitely, do as much as we can for you guys. And, we appreciate the give and take that comes along with small businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, we just started a Super Bowl weekend of last year, and we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, and you can ask
Nice.
it since day one, it's grown. It's gotten a little bit more momentum, and more people want to come on, and more people want to be part of sponsors. And I'm kind of limited for what I want on the show. I want it to be, sports based and stuff that we would, let our kids use or we would, wear or things like that. I'm not going to take, if someone wants to line my pockets, that's fine. But that's a whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's but I can't say enough how much I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we'll be able to continue, touching base every now and then and see how things are going, and hopefully the promotion we'll give people a new avenue, and a couple of the kids I'm going to give some mouth guards to, and maybe the parents will kind of gravitate towards it, or other parents will see it and be like, hey, what's that? And, there'll be a conversation, and I got shirts for the guys when I see them, and, all that, fun stuff. I love it. And speaking of swag, if people want swag, how do they get a hold of you to get some, shirts or hats or things like that? Because I wasn't sure if it was on the website or if I was looking in the right area. So is there a way they could go about doing that?
Yeah, so we are not selling swag on our website quite yet. That's definitely something we're considering, and hopefully in the near future.
Look at Ed. He's like,
yes, please do. Yes, it's a great marketing tool. Sorry, man. I come from the liquor business. I did like 10, 12 years in it. So yes, swag sells, man. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, yeah.
The hat especially, man. I love it.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to get something in the future, because I think like you guys were talking about, the brand is so fun, and I think you put it on a t-shirt like this one or something.
Yeah,
or even
t-shirt's
like
great too, man.
Yeah, like it's fun stuff. So hopefully in the near future we do that.
Yeah,
man, I love the packaging, man. It's great. It
Thank
really
you
jumps
so
off
much,
the
yeah.
shelf, and when you stick that like on two pegs next to something else, it'll definitely jump off there and catch people's eyes, especially with kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I hate to bring up other similarities, but look at like George Paris with his brand, that Violent Gentleman. I mean, they don't sell anything other than like gaudy t-shirts that are like way overpriced. I mean, $45 for a t-shirt just because your wife's a supermodel. I mean, I won't wear George Paris away or anything like that, but I mean, people don't want to spend $45 on a t-shirt. I mean,
Andy, don't get us in trouble with legal again, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm a dad on a hockey budget. I gotta say it like
7 games in 2 days. Yeah, I know.
But I mean, even that, like I said, the Violent Gentleman, I don't even think they have a cool name, but they don't have a cool logo like this.
There we go. Yeah,
that's like the coolest thing I've seen, like coming across like my social media the last like weekend. I mean,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but like I said, there's the vision. It's all about the vision. The vision drew me to getting in contact with you guys because of the marketing. I mean, I didn't know it was mouth guards. I just saw the logo first, and I was like, "What is this?" And then it was like, "Oh, okay." Then you start doing a deep dive. Next thing you know, you're talking to a guy in Minnesota. Next thing you know, they're doing a podcast. So that's
and talking to a guy in Mississippi to Minnesota. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, we Ed and I both played growing up. He's relocated to Mississippi, and it's our podcast. Is not even as big as it could get, but we're in Australia. I follow all the algorithms for it. We're in Europe. Where did Tom say we're all in, Ed?
I see. He said Russia and Belgium and in Ireland or something one time. I was like, how are we over there?
Yeah, all through like Spotify and Apple and things like that, because we have the audio platform too, and it's all over the place. So somebody listening in Russia might want a Goon God mouth guard and start to deep dive into it. So I mean, you can order off the website, right? So just before we let you go, we'll
thank you, Cory.
Yeah, I mean, how can people, if they want to get a hold of you to get some stuff, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, so to buy product would definitely be our website. If you ever have any questions, definitely reach out to us on Instagram at GoonGuard. I spend way more time on that Instagram account than I'd probably like to admit, but I can definitely get back to you really quickly if you have any questions on
I can definitely attest to that. Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you reaching out, because I definitely appreciate you supporting us. We'd be happy to support you in any way we can possible as well, and hopefully we can have a very successful partnership together here.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I mean, we will never promote something that doesn't fit what we're trying to do, whether it's sports based or coaching, kid based. I would never get anything involved that wasn't
no politics.
Yeah. we keep
No
it.
politics.
Oh yeah, we're all about the chirping and the sports talk and all that stuff. So you're right now warehouse with all that stuff. So I'm wishing nothing but positive vibes with you guys. It's for the week leading up to this. It's been nothing but very enjoyable and very happy that we can sit down and talk for 20 minutes, half an hour, and get rolling with this and hope to get more eyes on what you guys are trying to do. And like I said, I can't say nothing but good things
Thank
about
you.
our
Yeah.
interactions. Yeah.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it really much. I mean,
Yeah.
we started off with basically, I mean, if you ever watched The Big Bang Theory,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen it a few times.
I mean,
yeah.
the episode like kind of like Flags with Friends. I mean, that's kind of like how we started
Yeah.
off,
Yeah. It
and like
was
it's actually
actually,
grown from
yeah.
that. So
The podcast started to get us back together after being relocated all over different places of the country, and guys that we grew up playing sports with and grew up
Yeah.
riding bikes outside. We come from another generation where we're all 50, so we come from a whole nother generation. When I started playing hockey, it was 1977. All we
Got
had
it.
was helmets, not even face guards, until the USA Hockey thing took off in 1980. That's when the face guard started. So
Yeah.
a whole nother era of old school. When people say old school, we're old school. So
Well, that's all right, because whether you're old school or new school, I think everyone can use a mouth guard, and these.
yeah, man. It looks like you've been wearing them right there, man. Like that looks like those nice chiclets that you got going on
Yeah.
there.
Here,
There you go.
See,
and you
Look
can
at that.
usually talk with it in too. Like,
That's
yeah,
kind of nice. And you can actually
yeah,
breathe
like
and talk.
it's really thin. You can usually talk. Yeah, they're awesome. So.
yeah. No,
I love it, Cory. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
there. That's a great pitch right there, man. Seriously.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Appreciate it.
That's a Philly sales guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the Kachuk brothers wouldn't be great for your product because they always got them hanging out, or Patrick Kane, but they're not meant to be like that. They're meant to fit comfortably, not just chew on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like the great thing about us is like, I don't know if you saw it, but like when I took it out, you kind of have to like really pry it out because it fits really snug, and it's not like too tight where it's uncomfortable or anything, but it's like snug. So like if you wanted to chew on it like the Kachuk does and stuff, you'd have to like take it out of your mouth and like purposely chew on it. So
Right. So kids watching at home, this is this is for protection. It's not for show.
Yep, exactly. They do look good though too. So
You don't want to turn away any sales. I don't want to do that for you. If you want to pay the 20 and chew on the side, that's fine. You just buy a new set when that wears out. So
there we go. Yeah.
or buy 2 sets.
That's right. We'll take it.
So I'll just wrap it up, Cory. We're gonna post it in this week's episode, and we'll get rolling from there. And then we'll connect and every so often and see what's going on and see if we can promote more. Or if you got new products, we'd love to mention when you guys get new products or when the swag goes online and whatever. We'll be there for you.
Yeah, now I really want to get that swag online now that you guys are talking about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the shirt and the hat, that's all you need, man.
Yeah, I mean any variation of, but the logo's awesome. I mean, get that logo on a hat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that hat somewhere. Did I not?
You're gonna show it. If you got it, you gotta show it.
I think. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I love it. The man,
Bring it.
he knows, he brought it.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, you got it. You got to get that online. You might sell more of that than you will mouth guards. Who knows?
Well, I'll tell you guys one thing. If we do get it online, you guys will be the first ones to hear about it.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna be reading you in on the emails. I'm gonna be using you as the sponsor for my emails for a while. Okay.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I'll throw that discount code out there for you every time I read it off. So once a week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, man. Love small business, man. I work at a running shop down in South Mississippi, so we're small business too. So
Nice.
Yeah. Ed said he might know a distributor too for you guys, or some kind of avenue for that, right, Ed? You wanted me to mention that?
Yeah, I have a few people that I could probably put some of your product in their hands of. They're pretty close to a team down here. So
That'd be great. Yeah, if you want
yeah.
to, definitely you can. Yeah, reach out to
I'll
me
hit you up
via.
on the email and stuff like that. Not trying
Yeah.
to shake you down for anything.
All
Just trying to
right.
help, man. Just trying to help for real, man.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So yeah, it's been a fun, eventful half an hour with a lot of information and a lot of fun. So hopefully we can continue this. So I'm going to wrap it up before we get too long-winded and get off topic. And we'll see you this week, and we'll put everything in.
That sounds great. I definitely appreciate you guys reaching out and taking the time to do this. It's been a blast, talking to you guys. So yeah, we'll be in touch, I guess.
Awesome. Thanks, Cory. Appreciate it,
Thank
man. Have a great
appreciate
night,
it.
man. Thank you so much.
You guys.
Have
Yep,
a
thank
great
you.
one. See ya.
Bye.
Awesome.
Goon guard.
So
Nice job.
we're gonna skip the emails this week. The interview segment will take up the emails this episode, and then we'll get back to our normal format. But Goon Guard will be our email sponsor from now on for the guy on the couch, the mouth of the South, the man in the middle, that guy, the single guy, the guy ladies. He's working on his OnlyFans page. He signs 8x10s. He's starting a fan club. You name it. Email
Sells
in.
his bathwater.
Yep. He's selling everything.
I've seen it, and I'm his #1 customer so far. So let's go, ladies. Get on it.
Yep. Just stop being cheap. We got no time for cheap anymore. Even though Hanukkah's coming up, we got no time for being cheap. So let's
Hanukkah's here, man.
There you go. Shows you how much I pay attention.
There you go.
We haven't talked wrestling in a while. One of the biggest social media events happened. CM Punk went back to WWE. I think out of everything in the history of WWE, if I get this right, everything they've ever uploaded onto social media, that is the #1 biggest segment they've ever had watched by wrestling fans and viewers at home. Thoughts on, let's just talk about what kind of figure you guys have of CM Punk. Go ahead. Tom, you want to take it?
Yeah, well, you know what? If he can keep his head on straight, I think he'll stay a little bit more under wraps with them, because their leadership is built a lot better than AEW, and I think that somebody will set him straight if he gets out of line. I think he knows now that this is his last chance, so I think he's going to stay in line anyway. But I love how they're blurring the lines of whether it's kayfabe, whether it's real. I mean, with stuff with him and Seth Rollins, stuff with him and McIntyre. And I think it's going to be huge for ratings. And I love what they're doing right now, where they're playing it off as a free agent, where he's appeared now on all 3 shows. He was on NXT last night. He's supposed to make his decision Monday night where he's going to go. So it'll be interesting to see how the ratings have spiked on each show now that he's there.
Hey, before you guys add, and I'm really interested in hearing this, I would just want to set the table of modern wrestling. The whole point of the wrestling, and we've talked about this before, is just to suspend your disbelief, not knowing what's going to happen. You just go with the story, not being a smart mark. And, you don't want to know the end to a story because it's not as fun. The thing with the CM Punk thing is, if you look at the cracks in AEW, they kept guys, those elite guys have never, ever stepped foot in the WWE. And there's a reason for that, because they're pains in the ass. The Bucks, Omega, Hangman, they pushed out Cody. Now they pushed out CM Punk. CM Punk was just like Tully, Jake the Snake. All these guys have said on record that they've approached the younger guys and say, listen, do you want me to watch your matches? Do you want advice? And they're like, nope, I'm good. I got a contract. And that's not how it's supposed to work. And that's part of the problem why WWE, for the first time in existence, I'm actually rooting for them, because that old school still has to stay old school. That the Undertaker's mentality, the old school way of thinking still has to be in place. If not, it's just like a circus of just high spots and things like that, and nothing makes sense. You don't see 2 guys in the UFC or boxing that have some kind of rift hugging each other on social media. It should be a work all the time, making you think, is Rollins and Punk still, at each other? That is what makes you want to watch. But go ahead, guys. I just wanted to get that in. Go ahead. Take it, Brad.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I've been chomping at the bit for this
Go,
one.
go, go.
So, I mean, we were watching Survivor Series, and the rumors of Orton coming back, that was a huge pop when his music cued and he came in and he just started RKO, everybody, right? And we thought the match was done. We heard rumors of CM Punk, but I was like, they're not going to do it. It's too much controversy. It's too much this. He's probably still on a contract with AEW. And then Cult of Personality played, and I came out of my chair. Like, I jumped through the roof. Like, it was the biggest pop they've had, and I don't know how long. It was, and he didn't even fight. He just came out and let the music play, said some words, and from then on, it has been absolute chaos. I think what they're doing, Triple H is doing a phenomenal job of getting these guys in here. Not only is he bringing in talent like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Randy Orton, bringing these dudes back, they're putting the younger guys over. They brought in Cena during the writer strike, and his whole job, Cena's whole purpose for the last year was putting younger dudes over. And Cena very humbly took a L in a couple matches, and hopefully they bring him back to let him ride out, go out on top. But WWE is doing so much, like you said, Andy, with their veterans helping the younger guys get over. Even with LA Knight, who's been in the biz for a while now, but this new character is so electric, they're giving his character a chance to kind of come into its own and really explode. I don't know what that was, Chris. But they're doing such a good job of
Chris,
it.
what you sucking on, bro?
I'm good
Yeah, he's
slurper,
sucking
all
on
right?
something
I'm a good
over there.
slurper. Knock
Yeah.
it off. Don't be jealous.
At least he's polite and he swallows. But so they're doing such a good job with their
Kid
character
show.
development and
Kid
where
show.
they're putting these guys. I think we could be in a situation. I don't want to say like we got this attitude era thing going on, but we're very close to that dynamic where they have so much talent right now. I'm literally pulled. I want to see Cody Rhodes win the take out the bloodline, take out Roman Reigns. I want to see CM Punk take out the bloodline and beat Roman Reigns. I want to see Randy Orton take out the bloodline and beat Roman Reigns. We're at a point, I don't know which way my heart even wants to go with this sport. It's just so exciting. And AEW has Christian and Edge and MJF. Like,
I mean, MJF's used right is the hottest heel that you can get. I mean, and every quote that he has in his promos is something that he watches old school stuff, and he's a student of like Cody's crew there. So don't be surprised if someday he goes and they would use him right. With it seems like now that McMahon's out of the picture and Triple H still has that old school mentality where he kind of brings guys back. Nick Aldis could never sniff a spot in WWE, even with his wife working there. They brought him in not as a talent, but as a, as an on-air personality, as the commissioner type role. Fantastic. If that's the route that Triple H is going with these, guys that have never been able to have that kind of platform and be themselves. The only gripe that I always have with WWE that got to change is stop with the one names. It's two names. You gotta. It should be always two names. It should be Dave Batista. Just like UFC, you don't see one guy as Cher or it's. You should make it a legit based sports presentation, and that's all we can ask for as old school wrestling fan. Legit sports based. Go with that. Like use the UFC as a model. And kind of go with that kind of vibe. Go ahead, Chris. You got some thoughts on?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna rub people the wrong way on this one. Okay, I'm
What's
a
new with
huge
that?
CM Punk fan. All right, one of the biggest CM Punk fans out there. But I don't
see a
feel.
poster in your background, by the way.
Yeah, no poster. How are you the
Yeah, no
biggest
poster,
fan? You
bro.
don't
I
have
mean,
his poster up.
I mean,
But
come
I'm
on.
not a fan of him going after the big guys, WWE titles, Roman Reigns calling out all the big guys. I feel like he was great in his prime when he was with all those factions, when he did the new Nexus, he had the New Breed, the Gathering, and my favorite was Straight Edge Society when he literally had Serena shaving her head to get into that group back in the day. That's where I think CM Punk lies. That's where he stands. He's mouthy. He has great on mic performance. We all know that. I just don't feel like he establishes himself as a top WWE champion. Obviously, he doesn't have quite the body for it. It's just, if we're talking realistic, like Andy touched on about, you're the same here as you are outside of the, to keep the show going, to keep it. I just don't feel like he can carry a belt and beat these big monstrous guys. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. If you don't like it, tell your mother about it.
Drink some milk, you cake eater.
Ed, real quick before we move
Yeah,
on.
real quick. Well, first and foremost, I think it's great. I feel like he was wasting his talent at AEW. Andy, you and I, for almost the last past year and a half, most Wednesday nights, shooting text back and forth. There's kind of circling back, I'll kind of pull away from CM Punk for a second here. You're pile driving guys 5 times and the match still isn't over yet. You're doing 5 finishing moves, the match isn't over yet. It kind of circles back to like what you were talking about. I think that he's great on the mic. To touch on Chris's point, look, I think you're kind of right about going after the guys that look like they're professional bodybuilders and stuff like that. But I mean, look at Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels wasn't a super huge, gigantic human being, and honestly, he was probably one of the best wrestlers that was out there, technique wise, out on the ring, high flyer and that type of thing. And CM Punk, man, he's great on the mic. I mean, MJF and CM Punk, probably the 2 best on the mic. They don't just go up there. They tell a story when they're on the mic. You can't ask for a better promo than that. That goes back to old school with Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Road Warriors and stuff like that. That's how you groom your talent. And the thing about it is AEW for 2 years ago was great. And all of a sudden they started, basically defleeting and getting rid of their talent. And they've all been going to WWE, and good for WWE, and AEW is going to be a shell of itself. And I mean, here they are, they're wheeling out Ric Flair and Sting, to try to catch some ratings, and those are 2 of my favorite wrestlers, old school wrestlers. And it's really kind of sad. So
yeah.
So what does
go ahead.
What does WWE do when they take all the top talent from AEW though?
They turn it into it becomes Impact or one of these other, shell of itself. I mean, they had all the makings of being a great number 2 or a push for a number 1. They had really good talent, great time slot on TBS. They had a wrestling network based TBS time slot. They, you could give a different presentation of something totally different, but not circusy. You cannot. The super kick from Shawn Michaels, that was lights out, right? You saw it, nobody kicked out of it. And if you did, it was because it had to mean something, The Undertaker or something like that.
It was for a belt.
When you got the Bucks kicking out of everything, I mean, especially Matt Jackson. Watch now that I said that guy kicks out of everything, and he's like probably the size of my son. That's the worst part. And it's terrible that wrestling has become that, but they've let people that learned how to wrestle in their backyard on trampolines become pro wrestlers without going through a legit wrestling school, and that's part of the problem. I don't want to watch a big produced TV show with backyard wrestling. That's what it's become. So we'll continue to talk wrestling. Football's starting to slow down. We'll get more involved with the wrestling. So we'll stop it right there. Everybody's got fantastic points, and hopefully we can continue going into the road to WrestleMania, talking about it some more. Tom, it's your time. Yes, the shirt. Buy the shirt. Buy the shirt. We gotta
stop being so cheap. Buy the shirt.
Tom's got the Brock Street Brewery behind him this week, so let's go, Thomas.
All righty. Tom's Shitty Picks is now brought to you by Brock Street Brewing Company, located at 244 Brock Street South in Whitby, Ontario, or you can visit them online at brockstreetbrewing.com. Their brewery is home to a banquet hall, an on-site restaurant, and a members lounge. They brew everything from sours to lagers to vodka sodas, and it's all brewed in-house. The lounge is located upstairs, and it's open 5 days a week. They have stuff for everyone during the week. They have a trivia night. Fridays and Saturdays, they have live music. So do yourself a favor and check them out, and tell them 1973 Podcast sent you. All righty. So we're doing this a little bit early today. We're doing a few hours early. So this week's pick, he hasn't played yet. So it's Tua Tua Tagovailoa versus Tennessee. My pick next week, I'm
Nailed it.
picking on my Titans again. I'm taking CJ Stroud versus Tennessee. Their secondary is horrible. I think Stroud's going to have a huge day with Nico Collins, and I think the running back is going to have a huge day coming out of the backfield catching passes. So I think he's going to have a huge day against Tennessee, and bank on it.
So, Tom, let's just go right into our football picks for the week. I don't even know what week we're in.
We are in week 15.
Okay.
The picks that we're doing right now are for week 15. And there are 16 games. And starting next week, you're going to have Saturday games. There are 3 Saturday games next week. So, all right, here we go. Game 1, Thursday night. It's the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll go with Andy.
Give me the Chargers.
All righty. How about you, Brad?
The Chargers.
All righty. Chris?
Chris?
Must be his new equipment.
Yep. Must be
Oh
that.
yeah,
Amazon.
great bargain there on Amazon, buddy.
Yep. Let's go. Chris?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
All right.
Test these. 1,
All
2,
right.
We're gonna
Yeah.
go to
Chris,
Good.
there he is.
Yep.
All right, now we can hear you. Yeah.
Andy's back.
Hello.
Justin
Andy.
Hubert, like I was saying, Justin Hubert has been very underwhelming, so we're gonna go with the Raiders.
All
Could be
righty.
the coach.
How about you, Ed?
I'm just gonna say this: John Madden's not walking out that door. But I think it's gonna be the Raiders.
All righty. I'm taking the Chargers. I just think they have a little bit more offense than Vegas, even though they didn't show it against the Patriots, but I think they got embarrassed, so they'll come out a little bit better. All right. Saturday, first game, Cincinnati Bengals at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Andy.
Let's see. Vikings.
All righty. Brad.
Skull Vikes.
All righty. Chris.
Yeah, Vikings.
All righty. Ed.
Thundercats, ho!
I am going with Minnesota. I just think Browning, he kind of shot his load last week. I don't think he's going to have a week like that again for the rest of the season.
What did he?
I think that the Minnesota quarterback has shown it, has tipped his hand, and now the NFL teams have got tape on him now.
Yeah, he's got Jefferson
good the
coming
other
back.
night.
You mean
What
like
does that mean
tape like
exactly?
it's fixed?
No.
All right.
Stop it with that negative talk.
Second Saturday game. Indianapolis Colts at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Andy.
Colts.
All right. Brad.
Steelers are abysmal at this point of the year, and Minshew Magic is cooking. So I'm rolling with Indy.
All righty. Chris.
Yeah, we'll go Indy.
All righty. Ed.
This was going to be a flip-flop game for me. I had Colts written down, but I'm going to go with the Steelers because Tomlin was pissed on Thursday night. So I'm going to go with the Steelers.
That's
Trash
exactly why I'm going with Pittsburgh. I think he's going to coach them up a lot harder and give Trubisky another week of practice and see what he can do.
Because, man, 14 for the Steelers, man. I mean, you want to talk about walking?
Yeah.
Man, homeboy was walking on the field during plays.
All right. The final Saturday game. The Detroit Lions are at home against the Denver Broncos. Andy.
You know, Lions are going to the Super Bowl, so we got to take Detroit.
All right. Brad.
I think maybe potential trap game for Detroit, but I'm still gonna go with them. The potential Super Bowl champs, Detroit.
All righty. Chris.
Yeah, very well agree with Brad, Mr. Esquire on the trap game, but we're gonna go with Detroit.
I picked first. How can you agree with Brad? I picked first.
Ed.
I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yep.
I don't think I think they're for real team now. From what I've seen, they're real.
From
Yeah,
what
I
I
agree.
heard, at Foxwoods, they're real. They're gonna win.
I agree with Ed. I think it's a clean sweep for the podcast on that one, Detroit. Next game.
Andy,
Sunday.
I don't have your inside information, okay?
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns at home against the Chicago Bears. Andy.
The other team going to the Super Bowl. You got to take the Browns. I'm telling you, it's the fix is in.
Brad.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with this guy. 2 picks in a row. I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
All righty. Chris.
Yeah, Browns.
Yep. Ed,
That's him.
Hey, I'm gonna go with massages for everybody.
Yeah,
Gonna go with the
you get a
Browns.
massage. You get a massage.
That's right. There you go.
it's a coin flip game for me. I'm taking Cleveland just because
Yeah.
their defense is nasty. All right, next game. Green Bay Packers at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Andy.
Green Bay.
All righty. Brad?
They're playing at Lambeau.
Yep.
We'll go 3 for 3, Andy. I'll go with Green Bay.
All righty. Chris?
Yeah, Lambeau, cold. Tampa Bay, not cold.
Excellent
You
commentary.
know, Chris has some awesome insight, man. You are a man of a lot of words.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, I am too. Love seems to have turned that corner, and he's playing really well.
I agree.
Cooking.
You're going with Green Bay because that's how you like your fudge, right, Ed?
That she does.
Next game, Tennessee Titans at home against the Houston Texans. Andy?
I guess Titans.
All righty. Brad?
You broke the streak, buddy. I've been in love with Houston all season. I think CJ Stroud should be MVP. Took a 3-win team to now they're 7 wins this season. I'm going with Houston.
Yep. Chris?
Yeah, this is like my 4th week in a row with Houston, so we're going to keep it going.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going with the Texans as well.
Yep, I agree. And I think D'Amico Ryans could be coach of the year, the way he's coached that team up too.
Absolutely.
I
Next
concur,
game.
sir.
The AFC clash. Miami Dolphins at home against New York Jets. Andy?
Fish.
Fish. All righty. Brad?
New York cold, Miami not cold. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
All righty. Chris?
She's doing great today, the Esquire. I'll tell you that. Definitely Dolphins.
All righty. Ed?
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yep, I agree. I'm going with them as well. See if Zach Wilson, the question is, will he actually decide to play? I mean, rumor has it last week he refused to go in the game.
Yeah,
So
who knows?
next game should be a dandy. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing against the New England Patriots in New England. Andy?
Yes.
All righty. Brad?
Chiefs.
All righty. Chris?
Yeah, Chiefs.
All righty. Eddie?
You know, I mean, it pains me to say this, but you know, I don't believe that the NFL is going to call the little hand movement on the football and the head bob again. So I'm going to have to go with the chefs again. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
Snickers commercial
I know.
right there. Hey, we want a sponsorship for all these Chiefs picks, by the way, for Snickers. Come on now. We don't have
I
to be so
agree.
cheap. We'd actually go to an hour if Snickers would give us a sponsorship.
That's
I
true.
agree. I'm going with Casey as well. Next game, New Orleans Saints versus the New York Giants. Andy?
New Orleans.
All righty. Brad?
I'll go who that. Pick
Alrighty.
Saints.
Chris?
For the 2 ladies down south, I'm going with the Giants.
All righty. Ed?
I mean, what are you basing that pick on? I mean, seriously, have you not watched what the Giants are this year?
Hey,
A
hold-
big,
Terrible.
a
Come
big
on, I'm gonna go with the
ass.
Saints. I mean, even though that they don't have an identity and Kamara's like, you know, ready to like, you
Yeah.
know, go crazy. And did anybody see that dude break his leg on the sideline last week?
Mhm.
Yes.
Dude, all I know is
Alrighty.
we got 7 minutes left
Yeah,
on this
I'll-
podcast.
All right, we'll rush it a little bit. Carolina Panthers at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Andy?
Atlanta.
All righty. Brad?
Dirty Birds.
All righty. Chris?
I'm looking for a big ass upset because Brad's going to try to get free tickets again next week, so he'll be upset. Atlanta.
All righty. Ed?
Falcons.
All righty. I agree. Clean sweep again for the podcast. Next game, Los Angeles Rams at home against the Washington Commanders. Andy?
Rams.
All righty. Brad?
Ram up, ram to the top. I don't know what they say.
Ram it down.
Ram.
Chris.
Yeah, Rams. Jeez.
Ed?
Rams.
Yep, I agree. Next game, Arizona Cardinals at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Andy?
I am going to take the Village People's favorite football team, the San Francisco 49ers.
All righty. Brad?
I'm going to pick the team that resides in the gay town capital USA, San Francisco.
Hey,
Right.
watch it from the legal department right there. Come on now.
Get
Gay is
Joe.
in happy town USA.
Chris.
San Fran, yes.
All righty. Ed.
I can't really go behind Mr. Excitement here, you know? I mean, he's like a barn burner right in front of me. All right, 49ers.
Yeah, I'm going with San Fran as well. And what could be the game of the week? The Buffalo Bills are at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Andy?
Cowboys.
All righty. Brad?
Cowboys, baby.
Chris?
The Cowboys will not win another game until they play Washington at the end of the season.
You gonna write that down?
Yes, I will. I'll stand on a grave for it.
All right.
Ed?
Well, I mean, Dallas is not super warm, but it's not cold either. And you know, Buffalo is cold, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
All right. I'm going to go with Buffalo. I think it's a must win for them for the rest of the year. Dallas is going to be coming off a huge game, so I'm going to go with Buffalo.
It's the Stephon Diggs Bowl.
Yep.
Whoever wins that gets to keep Stephon Diggs.
All right. Next game, Jacksonville Jaguars at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Andy?
Ravens.
All righty. Brad?
Are we connecting here, Andy? I'm going with Baltimore also.
All righty. Chris?
Did you guys just become new best friends?
We're going to do karate in the garage after this.
I'd like to see how Trevor Lawrence was going to respond to that ankle injury today, but since we didn't get to do that, we'll go with Baltimore.
Yep.
Is
I
that
agree.
exciting enough for you?
I'm going to go
Much
with
better,
Baltimore
thank
as
you.
well.
Thanks.
All right. Final game of the week. The Seattle
Ravens for me,
Seahawks
sir.
At home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Andy?
The city that gives you the greatest hockey of all time, Philadelphia.
All righty. Brad?
The city that has more brotherly love than San Francisco. And I mean that the politest way possible for legal purposes, the Eagles.
All righty.
The city's so good they made a movie about
Keep
it.
passing over me. I want the Eagles, bro.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I've had you. I've
You
got
passed over me on the Ravens. I mean, what are you trying to do? I mean, are those the two games you're trying to edge me out on?
They're
Is that what
pushing
you're
you out.
doing?
They're pushing
All
you
right.
out, Ed.
They're pushing
You're
me out.
usually last. I haven't
It's
had a
corporate
chance to get you
takeover.
on this game. All right, Chris.
Easily the best team in that division.
All right. And Ed, who you taking the Jacksonville Baltimore game?
I'm gonna pick the Ravens.
All right. All
and then
right.
the Eagles.
All right. Gotcha. All right, AC. That's it.
Okay, so we got 3 minutes left, Tom. So let's do our lead in for album of the week, and then we're gonna wrap this shit show up.
All righty. This week's record of the week is brought to you by Purchase Street Records, which is located at 53 Popes Island, Unit 2, New Bedford, Mass. Or you can visit them online at purchasestreetrecords.com, and they also have a Facebook page. Purchase Street Records is Southern New England's largest independent record store. And if you're around today and you're not doing anything, they're having their big Christmas party today starting at 3 o'clock at the Vault in New Bedford, Mass. And there are still limited tickets left, so if you want to go, you better get on that quick. Rogers Band, All Sinners will be playing, as well as bands such as Deathbed, Bright Idea, and Jimmy James.
Merry Christmas.
Morning, everybody. It's the day of our Christmas party at the Vault. And my pick of the day is the All Sinners 10-inch record that we only have a few left. And just want to say thank you for everybody that came out to Plymouth. And show starts at 3. Jimmy James, if he doesn't drive me crazy, goes on at 4. So if you can make it down, it's all ages, still tickets at the door, but not many of them. So get there early. And I just want to thank you for all the support. We might not be everybody's favorite record store, but we're hoping we are yours. Come down, grab this 10-inch record. All the dudes will be there. Sign it. We'll have them at the table with a bunch of other crazy merch. Come down. Merry Christmas. Think of us. Goodbye.
So we're gonna wrap this episode up this week. A lot of stuff. It was a big episode, a lot to get on. I just want to mention about Goon Guide one more time. They're offering a promo code. The promo code is 1973. Go on there, you'll get 25% off your order. So if you you're spending 20, it's like 15. So get on that, sponsor them. We got more stuff coming. We're setting up more interviews, more stuff. Gonna try to get this podcast off the ground and going for year 2. And,
Possibly big interview on Thursday.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that off the air, and we'll be back next week with more stuff. Later, everybody.
GoonGuard.com, 1973.
Promo code.
Here we go.
Buy some stuff. Stop being cheap.